fall of '83. We began pouring footings for the new grandstand and basically trying to put together everything for an opening in May of 1984. So, great education.
Was it difficult putting this stuff together? Or
well, I don't know
the grandstand or whatever.
I don't know that it's difficult, time-consuming, stressful.
Yeah.
You know, we had a lot of people who were working on the project, the contractors, all the tradesmen that were here. But the fact of the matter is, we all had a project timeline, and we were 99% of the way there when we opened up.
The crowds and what it was like when you first got here. We know what it was like towards the end, but I would imagine it was more optimistic and more positive.
In '84, you know, being in racing in New England, I knew of Rockingham quite well, and the reputation of Rockingham had always been right on the top of the heap. Mm-hmm. And you know, I watched Narragansett close, I watched Lincoln Downs close. You know, I knew what the state of racing was. I knew the risk the owners were taking in trying to get Rockingham back on the map. And the reception was spectacular. And when we opened up in '84 to very good crowds in a nice new facility, the horsemen were pleased, the customers were pleased. And, you know, over the next almost 20 years, I think the improvements that the ownership put together, whether it was the sports club, the turf course, we did a lot of things in the jockeys' room to try to make it more accommodating both to the male and female jockeys, which were pretty much a new issue in the '80s. But it was a remarkable event. Every day that we raced, there was a great staff, whether it was the people working in the racing office, the gate crew, the different stables that were here.
You're talking about thousands and thousands of people.
Oh yeah,
just employed, and then of course you have all the relationships with the outside people coming into.
No question. And the horsemen were not our employees; they were independent contractors, basically. But you know, when we were, you know, up until the late '90s, we had thousands of horsemen and, you know, 500, 600, 700 employees. Right. And that was pretty big business. There'd be 2 million people that would visit here in the course of a year. And of course, out of the 2 million people, quite a few would stop at Bishop's down in Lawrence, or stop at T-Bones or the 99. Every groom that was on the backside would slip through the fence and head over to the local convenience store for their pack of cigarettes or their 6-pack of beer. It was a huge economic engine for the whole area. All of the rentals on Arlington Pond or Millville or Big Island Pond, Cobbetts over in Wyndham were eaten up by trainers and jockeys and the veterinarians that would come in for the summer months, whatever the case may have been. That's where they lived. And you can talk to some of the property owners at that time who had a rental on one of the lakes, and they may have had the same trainer for 20 years who rented their place. And, you know, of course, every weekend after the races on a Saturday or Sunday, there'd be a cookout somewhere. And you'd end up with a whole bunch of the trainers or grooms or owners or jockeys, you know, heading over to so-and-so's house, and they'd be on the lake eating the hot dogs and hamburgers. So it was a great relationship all the way around.